Have you ever spoken softly and had someone think they could push you around? In a meeting, your words get cut off. In a chat, someone makes a rude joke, expecting you'll just laugh it off. Or maybe they try to see if you'll really stand up for yourself. Here's the real deal. People decide how to treat you based on what you say. One weak sentence can make them doubt you, but the right words, said with calm power, can make them stop and think twice. And what I'm about to share has a deeper layer that only the most observant will catch right away. It's not about shouting to be heard. It's about choosing your words with care. If you're someone who gets that, type, "I see it," in the comments right after this intro. Not from me, but to show you're a part of the group that understands a real weight of words and is ready to be treated with more respect. Today, we're walking through 7 strong things to say. These phrases make people quickly change their tune and realize they can't just walk all over you. This isn't a cheap trick. This is about clear, powerful communication. Say less, but make every word matter. Ready? 1. Let me pause you for a second. Picture this. You're talking and someone keeps interrupting, talking over you, or pushing for a quick yes. Most folks feel they have to explain themselves, give reasons, or just go along to keep things calm. When they do that, they give away their power in the conversation. There's a stronger way. Set your limits with calm firmness, and don't apologize for it. Saying, "Let me pause you for a second," seems simple, but it's incredibly strong. It shows that your time and your focus belong to you. The other person is waiting for you to react, but your calm stop makes them think, quietly changing who has the upper hand. This isn't about being rude. It's about being clear, respecting yourself, and acting on purpose. A great thinker once said you have control over your own mind, not what happens outside. Get that, and you'll find your strength by choosing how and when you answer. You take back control of the talk. For example, at work, a teammate might keep twisting your words or cutting you off. By stopping, keeping steady eye contact, and saying calmly, "Let me pause you for a second," you take charge without fighting. Others see your confidence, and the talk starts again on your terms. This works with friends or family, too. When someone tries to pull you into an argument or control the chat, this phrase marks your line. You won't be pulled into just reacting. In practice, say the word with a neutral stance, even breathing, and don't explain too much. The clear, short statement itself shows authority. A small way to practice is to think ahead to times people might overstep. Picture yourself saying it. Over time, staying calm and holding your line gets easier, building respect and inner strength. This also teaches you what you can control. You can't make others act a certain way, but you can control how much you engage, your tone, and where you put your energy. A good inner phrase is, "I guide my reply. My time is mine." Use this often and you'll see talks change. They become less about quick reactions and more about thoughtful influence. You'll see small changes. People who used to try to dominate will have to adjust, and you'll earn respect through quiet strength, not loud words. This idea goes beyond single talks. It trains your brain to choose careful thought over quick reaction, self-respect over needing approval, and calm power over heated back and forth. The phrase lives by the idea that real power starts inside. Manage your response, guard your attention, and draw your lines firmly. Each time you use it, you build that inner strength, telling yourself and others that your focus, energy, and self-worth are yours to hold safe. 2. That's not going to work for me. Sometimes people try to force their choices on you, pressure you to go along, or expect you to agree right now. Many people answer by giving long explanations, making excuses, or even saying, "Okay," just to avoid trouble. But that can mean giving up their own power and quiet mind. There's another path. State your line calmly and clearly, without anger and without needing a long reason. The phrase, "That's not going to work for me," says firmly that you know your limits. It shows your values and what matters to you are not up for debate, and that you are choosing to speak, not just reacting. It saves your mental energy and tells others you act from thought and your own rules, not from feeling forced or afraid they'll be upset. An ancient teacher said, "What happens to you isn't what matters most. How you respond is." In real life, if a coworker pushes for a plan you don't agree with, Saying calmly, "That's not going to work for me," stops the push. It makes them reconsider without a fight. The power is in a short, clear message. You don't over-explain. You just state it. With friends or family, this sets emotional boundaries with people who might not know they're stepping too far. Match it with calm body language, steady eye contact, and an even tone to show strength without being mean. A tiny practice is to look ahead to times your limits might be tested. Think about what you'll say. See what happens when you say it calmly. Over time, using this regularly makes your inner authority stronger, builds respect from others, and supports a mindset where you are in charge of yourself. This phrase also helps you choose wisely. Knowing when to engage and when to hold your line is important. By doing this, you act less on impulse, stay clear, and build a name for being thoughtful and principled. Your inner mantra could be, "I stand by what helps me. I don't bend to pressure." Use it steadily, and you support the idea that the greatest power is mastering your own mind and focus. Eventually, others learn your choices are thoughtful, your boundaries are solid, and trying to push or trick you won't work. The lesson is bigger than just one talk. It builds a mindset of clarity, self-respect, and careful engagement with the world. Every time you say, "That's not going to work for me," you use both your authority and your self-protection, turning everyday moments into practice for composure and chosen action. 3. I'll answer when I have my thoughts together. Life has moments when someone wants to reply right now. A coworker needs an answer. A friend demands your time, or someone online is trying to start a fight. Most feel rushed to speak, often saying something they wish they hadn't. There's a different way. Steer your reaction. Don't let the hurry steer you. Saying, "I'll answer when I have my thoughts together," is a calm way to claim your own time and space. It's not about being prideful. It's about clarity and self-respect. By waiting before you speak, you regain authority in the discussion. The other person, wanting a fast agreement, is made to wait and see you won't be rushed. This simple phrase turns pressure into personal power. Remember, you have command over your mind, not outside events. See that and you find strength. Using this daily can mean getting a tough email and deciding to wait before writing a careful reply. Or if a friend is rushing a talk, just saying you'll answer later lets you respond with thinking, not just emotion. Small practice is easy. Breathe, wait, and only talk when your head is clear. This habit protects your energy and tells others your time, focus, and calm are not for debate. The phrase to repeat inside is, "I guide my reply, my time is mine." Try this today and see how you shift from quick reactions to calm authority, earning respect without conflict. 4. Let's focus on what actually happened. Fights often get messy when feelings take over and personal jabs sneak into what should be a talk. We're taught to react fast, to defend ourselves, to explain, and to feel hurt when someone disagrees. But there's a totally different method. Zero in on what is objectively real, and don't get pulled into the noise of feelings or pure opinion. The phrase, "Let's focus on what actually happened," seems simple but holds great power. It turns the conversation back toward logic, away from manipulation, and away from the emotional pulls that can cloud our thinking. When someone starts attacking or twisting a talk with made-up stuff, guesses, or personal digs, this phrase calmly takes back authority. It shows your goal is clarity, truth, and reason, and nothing else will make you lose your cool. This practice comes from the idea that our own thoughts about events, not the events themselves, shape our inner calm. As a teacher said, it's not what happens, but how you react. By not taking their emotional bait, you keep control of your mind and the tone of the talk. In a real situation, think of a coworker who keeps misstating your work in a meeting, trying to make you look bad. Instead of getting defensive, a calm line like, "Let's focus on what actually happened," followed by the real facts, changes the situation fast. Their attempt to manipulate fails, and the group sees you're reasonable, measure reply as strong. In personal life, when hot talks might turn into feeling fights, bringing it back to facts gives a pause, a clear lens that stops things from getting worse. The key is to pair the spoken line with a mental plan. Watch, note, and put evidence before emotion. Keep your body language neutral. Speak evenly and don't add extra stuff. The facts themselves have more power than any defense or attack. This method also builds a reputation for trust. People notice those who won't join the drama, who stay composed, and who care more about truth than winning a spat. As a mini practice, when you see a talk might blow up, mentally list the real facts and think of the phrase. When the push comes, say it, pause, and let the truth guide the talk. Over time, this builds inner toughness and outer respect. Your mind stays peaceful, and others learn you are not reactive, not a player in drama, but a deliberate thinker. The affirmation to keep: I hold the facts, not feelings. Do this regularly and see how fights lose their bite, how talks get clearer, and how your presence earns quiet respect without a fight. 5. You see it that way, and I see it this way. In talks with people, there's often a push to agree, to go along with their view, or to meet their hopes. People often give in, soften their own view, or talk too much to avoid a clash, making their own voice quieter. But true strength is in stating your thoughtful view calmly and clearly without fighting. The phrase, "You see it that way, and I see it this way," lives by this rule. It lets you hear the other person without giving up your own judgment, to set limits without being mean, and to keep your own thinking independent. By framing your view as equally valid but separate, you stop the talk from falling into emotional games or quiet giving up. This approach knows you can't control what others think or do, but you can control your answer, your clarity, and your honesty. A wise leader noted, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." Bringing this wisdom to daily life means knowing you don't have to fit the hopes of those trying to force their opinion on you. In practice, picture a team meeting where people argue over the best plan, and one tries to control the talk or put down other ideas. By saying calmly, "You see it that way, and I see it this way," you share your perspective without clash, keep your poise, and turn the talk toward useful thinking. The listener gets a clear message. You're sure you mean it, and you won't trade reason for being liked. With friends or family, when they press your choices, this phrasing keeps emotional lines clear while showing you hear their side. To do this well, match the words with measured body language, a steady voice, and a short explanation if needed. Not to over-justify, but to show thought. Mini practice means finding times this week where you expect pressure or unwanted advice. Think about what you'll say. Pick the main facts or reasons behind your view. Doing this strengthens your inner authority and stops reactive habits from hurting your self-respect. Over time, this not only makes your clarity and choices stronger, but also tells others your perspective is considered and meaningful. People start to respect the lines you draw, seeing your voice carries both reason and intent. The bigger lesson is that truth and honesty weigh more than quick approval. Using this phrase regularly trains your mind to separate judgment from needing a certain result, to act from principle, not impulse, and to keep your dignity when others disagree. Your inner phrase could be, "My mind chooses my words. My words show my reason." Doing this daily builds resilience, supports independence, and creates a space where conversation helps understanding, not games. Mixing calm recognition, clear speech, and measured presence turns normal talks into practice for self-mastery. Each time you state your view without conflict, you support the idea that the greatest authority is over yourself, not others. By choosing to speak your truth with dignity and care, you make a space where mutual respect becomes natural. 6. You're stepping over a line. There are times when someone goes past what's okay, testing your patience, your limits, or even your self-worth. In these spots, many stay quiet, hoping a smile, a joke, or silence will ease things. Others snap back, making things worse or handing over their inner power. There's a stronger choice. See your personal lines and state them clearly, calmly, and without sorry. Saying, "You're stepping over a line," is a simple but powerful tool. It says without anger that some actions are not acceptable, that your values and worth are not for discussion, and you won't let disrespect slide. The phrase helps you take back control of the moment while staying composed. It's a statement of clarity, not high emotion, a sign that your attention, time, and energy are yours alone. In real use, this could be at work where someone keeps interrupting, ignore your points, or talking over you. Instead of answering with annoyance, a calm statement like, "You're stepping over a line," draws a firm limit, showing their behavior isn't okay anymore. This shift changes the feel instantly. The person becomes aware of your boundaries, and the power in the moment moves back to you. The thinking behind this is clear. Outside events we can't control, but our response, our choices, and the standards we keep are fully in our power. Remember, you have command over your mind, not outside events. See that and you find strength. By stating your limits, you use mastery over your own space, shielding yourself from extra stress, distraction, or games. With people close to you, this is just as key. Friends or family might step too far without meaning to test you or not respect your values. Using this phrase makes sure your inner balance isn't shaken. It shows others that respect is a two-way street, and that going too far won't be allowed. To use it well, pair the phrase with deliberate body language. Hold steady eye contact. Stand open but firm, and speak with measured tone. Don't raise your voice or add lots of reasons. The clarity alone has authority. A small practice is to get ready for times your lines might be tested. Find moments soon when someone might overstep. Picture yourself saying it, stay calm, and use the words when needed. Watch the reaction, and strengthen the practice by thinking, I guard my energy, I set my limits. The wider lesson is that inner calm and clarity are worth more than winning fights or getting a yes. By consistently stating your lines, you build resilience, self-respect, and the skill to move through social moments with confidence. This method trains the mind to tell what you can control for what you can't, focusing effort on what truly matters, integrity, clarity, and peace of mind. In time, others see your authority and presence, learning that tries to manipulate or overstep are pointless. 7. This talk is finished. There comes a time in every clash when going on does no good, when arguing, explaining, or try to convince only drains your energy and clouds your thinking. Most people, wired to want approval, struggle to explain their side, defend every move, or stay patient long after they should, leaving themselves worn out. There's another road. Know when a situation has hit its useful end and step away with dignity. Saying, this talk is finished, is a firm, calm, and non-fighting announcement that shows your independence, sets a boundary, and takes back your energy without hard feelings. Unlike angry reactions or defensive excuses, this line keeps your cool, shows authority, and tells others more talk isn't needed or wanted. The idea here comes from the thought that outside events are beyond control, but your response and involvement are totally in your power. A wise ruler said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Using this wisdom, you see that keeping up a useless argument only gives away control of your focus and peace. For example, in a work meeting where a debate is going in circles with no answer in sight, instead of pushing more, stating calmly, this talk is finished, shows it's over without being mean. The room sees your line, and you keep your dignity and power, stopping things from getting worse. With friends or family, this phrase saves you from energy-draining patterns. By stepping away smoothly, you show your attention and calm are not for debate. Doing this well needs purposeful delivery. Keep a steady posture, even tone, and few extra words. Avoid over-explaining, defending, or making excuses. The simplicity of the statement holds power itself. A tiny practice is to spot times where talks may become circles or tiring. Think the phrase in your head. See yourself using it calmly, and note what happens. Over time, this builds inner authority and teaches your mind to see when joining in helps and when stepping back is smarter. Beyond the how-to, the lesson is one of self-command. Mastery over your attention, your energy, and your involvement is more valuable than being right or changing minds. Each use of the phrase strengthens a habit of controlling your part in outside things and supports a rule that not every debate, push, or pressure deserves your mental space. The inner phrase to repeat is, I choose my involvement. I protect my peace. Through steady practice, your interactions change. You stay calm when pushed, state limits with authority, and grow a presence that earns respect without fights. Others quickly see that tries to pressure you don't work, and you keep control of your space. Importantly, this builds toughness, composure, and worth while teaching that true strength is in choosing to step back, not in reacting and staying in. By deciding to end useless talks with calm finality, you use good judgment, keep your honesty, and support the idea that the greatest power is over yourself. Each time you say this talk is finished, you practice self-mastery, signaling your time, focus, and energy are important, and your calm power can't be shaken by repeated pushes. We walk through the tools and phrases that let you stand your ground, protect your energy, and keep your cool when faced with disrespect or pressure. From using the power of a pause to drawing clear lines and claiming your independence, each idea supports the truth that while you can't control others, you always control your answer. These methods aren't for starting fights. They're for taking back authority over your time, focus, and inner quiet. As you practice, you'll notice a change. Talks that once drained you now build your confidence. Respect follows your measured presence, and your emotional strength grows. Remember, mastering yourself is a base of influence and respect. Start small, use them regularly, and see the building effect on your relationships and mental clarity. Pick one phrase, one idea, and try it today. Commit to your own honesty and discipline, and let your actions define you, not the opinions or pushes of others. Your calm authority is your greatest strength. If this helped you see the power of your words, show some support. Hit the like button, and make sure to follow along here on Winds of Thought for more.